There we go.
Okay, there you go. It went. I just gave you permission, so yep, it's recording.
You wanna see what we do best? We got the recipe for success. We don't need sight to make something good tonight. We're on in the kitchen, we're gonna show you what we got. Full of a spice of life, we're stirring up the pot. We're cooking without looking. Cooking without looking. Yeah!
Well, hello everyone, and welcome to today's Cooking Without Looking TV show. I'm your host, Sylvia Stinson-Perez. We have a fantastic show for you today. First up, Nellie Cardenas is going to show us how to prepare Crockpot Enchiladas. And then I'm going to be making something I saw shared on the Cooking Without Looking website and social medias the other day, the No-Bake Cookies, which I grew up making. So it's a great summertime treat. So before we get started, I want to remind you that the Cooking Without Looking TV show guests, hosts are all people with visual impairments. We also want to thank our sponsor, Any Day Gourmet Microwave Cookware, which I love using. So please stay with us for your chance to win a set if you're here when we finish. And it's valued at $168. So thank you to them. So now let's meet our guest for today, Nellie Cardenas. Welcome, Nellie.
Thank you, Sylvia.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, Nellie.
Well, I was born in Michoacan, Mexico. I immigrated to the U.S. when I was very, very young. I was born with a condition called ROP, which stands for retinopathy of prematurity, and it primarily affects babies. It primarily affects newborn babies. And I am currently studying for my Unified English Braille certification.
Fabulous.
And God willing, I do pass. I'm going to go on to proofreading as well as getting certified for Canada.
So. Great. I love that you love Braille. I love Braille.
Same.
Okay. So sounds like you're going to be making something really yummy today. So tell us about your recipe and let's get started with it.
Okay, my kitty cat is watching here, so
okay. My puppy also named Nellie, my guide dog named Nellie is also watching.
Anyway, I'll be making a crockpot enchilada, which a friend of mine that is from Europe, Germany to be exact. She made it once and I'm like, I need to come up with my own version, but her version was, it was made in the oven. So obviously it's not going to be the same, but anyhow, there's the traditional enchiladas, which I'm not going to make because I have a slight problem with my hand. And, let's get real. I don't want to wash dishes. So, okay. I already have here one of the layers, which I made previously just to not take a lot of time on camera. Cause honestly, I am feeling anxious. So on the bottom, I put a 4th cup of enchilada sauce.
Mhm. Now, is this purchased or you made this?
No.
That's what I said.
That one, okay, well, you could go one of both ways, but
Mhm.
I actually bought this one. It comes in a 28 ounces can,
Mhm.
but of course there's a homemade recipe, which I don't feel like making.
Okay. Shortcuts are good.
But I do add, well, usually I add a special twist to the
The
canned
can.
enchilada sauce, but I didn't do it this time because my blender is not behaving. So
Okay. Well, what's the special twist, just so we know?
I usually add 2 California peppers
Oh.
to the blender,
Mm-hmm.
and I blend it in with the enchilada sauce, and and I also add 2 guajillo peppers.
This sounds spicy.
Oh no, it's not spicy. It actually gets rid of the canned flavoring of the,
Okay.
but overall it's not spicy at all.
Okay.
So I added here to the bottom before we started. I added a 4th cup of enchilada sauce. Uh, I I toasted some tortillas slightly,
Mm-hmm.
and the reason why I toast my tortillas, because many people don't know about this trick, but tortillas have a lot of moisture.
Mm-hmm.
And by toasting the tortillas slightly, not too much, but just slightly, I would say 25 to 30 seconds on each side. It, it gets rid of a lot of the moisture, and it won't, your enchilada won't be soupy.
Okay.
And believe it or not, I had to adjust this recipe 3 times for it to not be soupy. And it was frustrating, but it was worth it. So, okay. So after the tortillas, I added chicken. Uh, I usually cut the chicken up into bite-sized pieces.
Mm-hmm.
And
Is
add
this chicken already cooked or no?
No.
Okay.
No.
Yep.
It's not already cooked, but
Mm-hmm.
as many people say, to each their own.
Right.
And on top of the chicken, oh, I don't know if I'm still in the frame.
You're fine. You're perfect. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
you are in the frame.
So sorry, y'all. I'm a little.
We're all nervous. Just keep going.
You're
Nellie.
doing great, Nellie.
You're doing great, babe. Don't worry. Just keep on explaining. It's in the frame.
So on top of the chicken, I added a cup of cheese,
Mhm.
Monterey Jack especially, and I enjoy cheese.
Mhm. I love cheese.
I used to be on the keto diet years ago when that that got me into the habit of eating it. But anyway, I'm gonna make a layer right now, and we just repeat the layers until
Mm-hmm.
until
So you
your
run
bell
out of
cut is,
stuff.
yeah, until you run out of space or until your hands get tired. But in my situation, I'm gonna do both.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm adding the enchilada sauce, 1/4 cup. Okay, I'm a little anxious, y'all. Well, why do I need to repeat myself? And I have tortilla pieces. I don't know if I mentioned this, but I usually cut the tortillas in 4 pieces. And yeah, I usually cut tortillas in 4 pieces.
Mm-hmm.
And I do this because I have more space.
Mm-hmm.
And I usually use corn tortillas. I don't like using flour tortillas. And because traditional enchiladas are made with corn tortillas. I could have made tortillas by hand, but nah. So if y'all have any questions, Sylvia, Renee, anyone, I will be more than happy to answer. And I'm praying this is not as soupy as as I think it will be.
So I have made this before, and I like your trick about the toasting because mine has come. It tastes good, but it has come out like, essentially my tortilla's melted.
Okay, now I'm adding chicken.
Mhm.
Yeah, the first time I made this recipe was on New Year's Eve, and believe it or not, I made the mistake of buying well, it wasn't a mistake because there's a first time for everything. So I I bought a can of green sauce and a can of red, and I inadvertently I I I inadvertently mixed both of them,
Mhm.
and that was one of the reasons why it was soupy.
I have also used the one that has the tomatoes and the chilies.
Mm.
Uh-huh. And that could cause my soupiness too when I've done it.
Mm.
Because that is much more soupy, I think, than what you're using.
Okay. And when I made this for New Year's, I mixed the both of them and it was like soup. Although the layers were
Mhm.
they were visible, but it was, soupy.
But it probably still tasted delicious. And all you have to do then is get out some tortilla chips.
But I always say what matters is that it's good.
Right.
What matters is that it's good. And, okay, here I'm adding cheese. I don't
There you go.
worry
You're back
about
in the frame.
where it lands because it's going to melt eventually. And I can't wait to get to the fun part of this because, well, I'm not going to ruin. But yeah, because with traditional enchiladas, people usually roll up tortillas and which is something that I really don't want to do. Okay, so I'm adding one more third cup enchilada sauce. What did I say? Third? No, fourth. Okay. One more. Okay, so, and I usually use 15 tortillas.
Mhm.
The recipe is um well, I had to make my own version of it. Because like I said, it took me three times to adapt the recipe before I even got it. So I don't know if I'm still in frame, but
You are.
okay. Yeah, y'all are so quiet.
We're listening. And I just want to say, cooking is a science and it requires experimentation. And I think sometimes when you're new to cooking, you're like a little bit nervous. You got to stick to the recipe. But the more you cook and the more you try things, and you're like, oh, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, you can make it a lot of fun and create new things and make it even better. So,
Yeah, I've been cooking for
mm,
a long time.
yeah.
I always say since the rainbow was white and black. And I've never tried one of the recipes on the cooking show. Why am I going to lie? But
Oh, and I try
Sylvia,
those all the time.
I do plan on making your cookies, believe it or not.
Okay.
I really do because the less dishes I wash, the better. And if they're no bake, I'm of
Just
course
a pot. You just have a pot.
okay, well, even better. So I'm adding chicken here. I already finished the other layer I was working on.
Mhm.
Um, Yeah, there's a lot of ways to make enchiladas, and honestly, don't say anything, y'all, but I really don't like how my family makes them.
That's nice. You like to make them your own way.
I
That's what
don't like
counts.
how my family makes, but you know, they do their best. Why am I gonna lie?
Mhm.
Okay, I added
So
chicken,
about
but
how many layers do you use, Nellie? About how many layers do you end up with?
well, okay, like for example, today I have a 7-quart crock pot, and I'm usually able to fit 5 layers here.
Okay.
I'm about to do the 3rd layer, but for a 4-quart crock pot,
Mm-hmm.
I really don't. Well, I think I
That's
made it once. I really don't recall,
mm-hmm.
but I think I was
Maybe
able
only
to
3 or 4 layers. Yeah.
3 layers. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it was 3 layers.
Mhm.
Um, but I do want to try it, and I do want to try one day, if God allows me, to try it in a 10-quart crock pot
Mm.
and see how. Well, of course, I'm obviously gonna get a lot more, but you know,
Yeah, there'll be leftovers for a while, or you better be having a big party. And you know what? I'm kind of wondering, Renee. I wonder how this recipe would turn out in the any day gourmet microwave cookware.
Oh, I think this would be great for that.
I do too.
Because you can toast
Mm-hmm.
the things ahead of time and then put them in there.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I usually do okay, but because honestly, this kind of enchilada, I'm not gonna lie, y'all, it's a lot of work. But I'm not complaining, but because
Mm-hmm.
it honestly is good. But the only recommendation I have is that you grate the cheese and prepare the enchilada sauce the day before.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just added 1 cup cheese, and I'm gonna add a little more. Why not? I'm not to the top layer yet, but sometime. I remember on New Year's I ate this with like extra cheese, even though I already had the 2 pounds here.
Mm.
What kind of cheese do you use?
Monterey Jack,
Okay.
but of course, you could always use cheddar.
I'm thinking about pepper jack too.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
pepper. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Pepper
Pepper
jack
jack
is
and
good.
cheddar. Mm-hmm.
Okay, one.
We've just welcomed 2 new people here. We've got Monica Craig and Debbie McDonald from our Albany chapter of the National Federation of the Blind. We had a little mess up here with the passcode. So
Uh,
it's good to have you guys here.
Thank you, Renee.
And Monica, would you like me to put your name in for the Any Day Cookware?
I'm adding tortillas now. Don't recall what layer I'm on. Sorry. Sorry, y'all. I don't usually count. But here again, who counts layers these days?
I think you're on 4.
4, 3. I don't know. I can't remember. Anyhow,
Yeah, I think you're on your 4th layer right now.
yeah, the enchilada is a lot of work, but I'm not complaining because I truly enjoy it. The reason I'm going to tell y'all why. I I I do meal prep. Um yeah, I do meal prep for the week. So I have enough for
Oh, brother.
You're going to have enough for several days.
Yes.
This
Yes.
is also a great thing to make for a party or a big group of people if you're going to a potluck. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like a church gathering or something.
I've never taken this to church. Yep.
It would be popular. Yeah.
It's a good way to get into heaven.
That's true. Okay. You know what, y'all? I don't even measure the cheese. I just add it now until my grandma tells me to stop. Okay. My hands are getting tired. Yeah. That's okay.
Yeah, this is right around to this is fun.
Okay. Lead it.
If I pay my loan today, will it give you no money back?
Okay. Okay. So I'm on my last layer. And I'm trying
Okay.
to hurry because I'm already at 10% on my phone, probably less.
Oh.
I did charge it a little, so I should be okay.
Well, while you're finishing up that layer, Nellie, I just want to let anybody know that you actually did a podcast that, Cooking Without Looking TV has a podcast, and you did a podcast where you talked more about yourself and a sopita recipe.
Yeah,
So
sopita.
people should check that out on the YouTube and or on the podcast. So on the podcast.
Well, I'd definitely love to check that out.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm adding you know what, y'all? I lost count. I don't even know what I'm adding now. I'm adding chicken. Okay.
I think you're on your fifth edition.
Yeah,
You're on your fifth.
This is my fifth layer. So what I'm gonna do is add the remainder of the chicken. And I'm trying to hurry because I want to charge my phone, but I can't do it while
you have chicken on your hand. That's right.
Okay. Yeah, I eat a lot of chicken. I do eat red meat occasionally, but chicken is my primary protein. Okay.
So how long will this cook in the crock pot, Nellie?
5 hours, madam.
5 hours. On high or low?
Low.
Okay.
Okay, now I'm gonna get that out of here. Okay. Okay, and now I'm gonna add the entire remainder of the cheese. Here's the fun part.
Yum.
I would be eating some of that at the same time.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Many people, someone once told me, woman, stop adding so much cheese on this.
In Wisconsin, it's against the law to say that.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna melt all anyways.
Nellie, do you measure it out ahead of time, or do you just sort of
go
by your gut feeling?
No, I just, my mom always says, do what your gut tells you.
Yep.
Yeah, no, so, okay, I'm practically finished. So here is the finished. Well, obviously it's not cooked yet, but
Right.
I'm going to turn my crock pot on low. So now it's on and it will be cooking for 5 hours.
You'll be able to have a
Great.
midnight snack.
Well, she's on Pacific time, so.
Right. Oh, true, true, true.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Alrighty.
Any last instructions or thoughts, Nellie?
Well, I was gonna say on the top layer, if you decide to do so, you could add a 4th cup of the enchilada sauce if desired.
Okay. Awesome. That sounds delish.
It is. Thank you.
Okay. Well, thanks for
Good
being
job, Jeff.
with us.
Thank you,
Thank
Nellie.
you. Thank you for having me, everyone. Thank you.
You
Okay, well,
see, you
stick
didn't
around.
die.
Stick around, Nellie. Charge your phone
I
and
You
stick
will.
did a great
around.
job, Nellie.
Thank you.
Great job,
Yeah,
Nellie.
great
I'm
job.
gonna stop my video now if it's okay.
Yep.
No problem.
Thank you.
So this back to Sylvia. I have moved to another part of my kitchen. I've moved over here because today I'm cooking. And this kind of came about because I saw this recipe, the No-Bake Cookies, come across the Facebook Cooking Without Looking TV Facebook the other day. And I said, oh, this is something I grew up cooking all the time. This was like a mainstay dessert that we grew up making. And I remember making this as, a teenager, lots.
A couple of
And,
years ago?
Years
A
ago.
couple of years. A couple of years.
Years ago. And but also that I just want to give that plug to please go and check out the recipes, because right after that I saw the recipe for the tres leches come across, and I was having a barbecue over the weekend, and I'm like, ooh, I think I have everything for that. And so I made the tres leches cake. I did a little spin on it. I added a little orange liqueur and topped it with strawberries instead of the cinnamon. But it was delicious. So I often make the recipes I see come across. So I encourage all of you to do that. So these no-bake cookies are super simple. All you need is the main ingredient, which is peanut butter. You don't want to use natural peanut butter because that will not work. It'll be too oily. So you want just like one of those peanut butters, that aren't expensive. I prefer crunchy. I didn't have crunchy today, so I'm using creamy. Butter, but I didn't have any butter, so I actually kind of looked it up, and it said I could substitute the butter for peanut butter, and I actually think it turned out tasting better. A little bit of milk, and you can use any kind of milk you have. I have a little bit of whole milk. It's probably like actually skim, but anyway. But you could use coconut milk, almond milk. You just need a little dash, pinch of salt, cocoa powder, unsweetened cocoa powder, and instant oats. Like not the ones that are flavored, just instant oats. If you don't have instant oats, I will say what you can use is you can, if you have those other oats, I forgot what they're called now. You can actually blend them a little bit in your food processor to cut them up a little bit, and that'll be fine because your oats really aren't going to cook. And I forgot a sugar. You need some sugar, or otherwise it won't be sweet. So I have all my things out, which I always recommend, and you're going to do this in a pot. So they're no bake, but you do have to cook on the stovetop. So I got all my ingredients out. I've measured out my oats here, and I'm just doing a small batch. So I've got my oats, I've got my cocoa here, my salt, my milk, everything is here. So I am going to start by, I actually put my sugar in this little container here. I'm going to start with that, and since I don't have I'm going to do the milk first. So just need a little dash of milk. I'm going to use this little cup here. Get a dash of milk. You need a tablespoon of milk. So I'm actually, I don't love tablespoon stuff, so I use a tiny measuring cup. And measure that way. So that's my milk. And then I'm going to throw the peanut butter in. And so the peanut butter, since I'm not using butter, it said I could substitute instead a tablespoon of peanut butter, which I'm just going to use a regular tablespoon that I'm going to use to stir this. So then I'm going to put this on to boil. And once this starts boiling, I'll set a timer because you need it to boil for only a minute. You get this peanut butter off here. You only want it to boil for a minute. I mean, this is really, there's not a lot of cooking involved here. But we'll do this. And so I'm just going to stir this so that you do need to stick with this. You can't, this is not something you can get started and walk away. You got to have all your stuff ready so that you can get it done. But it's very quick. You're going to see it takes like 5 minutes. Once it boils, it's like 2 minutes, honestly. And then the kind of fun part is, you know, with summer coming, some people have little ones at home. And this is something you could make with little ones. You could do the measuring with them. And then after it boils, and you take it off the heat to add the final ingredients, if you waited a couple minutes, you can actually have your little ones roll up the little balls and mash them down, and you put them in the freezer. So it's kind of probably a fun thing to make. I remember growing up thinking this was a fun thing to make. So I'm just going to be doing this. Renee, do you want me to talk about my recent trip while I'm just waiting for this to boil because it's going to take a minute?
Go for it.
So for any of you who were here with us last month, I think, did I even talk about it? I think I did. I went to Europe and walked the Portuguese Camino de Santiago. We were away for 3 weeks, and we spent about 14 days walking, and we walked from Porto, Portugal to Santiago de Compostela, Spain, 200 miles. I'm going to say, yes, it was hard. I got some blisters. I did have to visit the podiatrist a couple times. Lost a toenail, sadly. That's what I left on the Camino, a toenail. But and I will say that I was able to use my cane independently and walk by myself for a few days along the coast on the boardwalks. But then there was a lot of different terrains, and so we had worked out a tether system, my husband and I. So I was able to walk with the tether, and that was just really wonderful. I ate lots of good food. Interestingly, one of the best things I had over there on more than one occasion was pizza. I also had amazing, oh my gosh, patatas, like, you know, French fries, but homemade ones, and they were delicious. And I'm trying to think of the other thing. Not empanadas. What's the other thing? Oh my gosh. Ooh, it'll come to me. I can't think. Huh?
Tapas?
Nope.
Okay.
I'll think of it. Hold on.
Okay.
It's got like potatoes and ham and cheese inside, and it's fried, deep fried. Oh my goodness. Alexa, set a 1-minute timer. This has started boiling, so I'm setting a timer, turning it down. Alexa, set a 1-minute timer. So I'm setting my timer with Alexa. Anyway, and sometimes we would not arrive in our city that we were headed to until after 4, so it would be siesta time. So we had to go to the grocery store. And on those days we ate, you know, ham and cheese or such. So, but it was a great trip. I was proud to finish because there were days I wasn't sure we would finish. So,
Sylvia, I'm trying to understand this. Was there like a time period that you had to reach each destination?
No, you walk on your own. Over 500,000 people are walking this journey every year. And you start
Wow.
wherever you want, you know, and
Do you
finish
start
where
with
you
the whole group of people?
no. I mean,
Oh,
there were lots of people around us. Alexa, stop.
it
So
sounds like it would be a great one of those reality shows, the Camino.
there are movies. Okay, so now I have got this done. So I'm gonna move this off the heat really quick. And then I'm gonna get the rest of my ingredients. So I just need let me move this. I need a tablespoon of cocoa powder. Now it might be too close, right, Renee? Is my bowl too, my pot too close now? Let me just let the heat cool down a little bit here and then it's back. So I'm getting a tablespoon of, I'm doing a heaping tablespoon. It's my little tablespoon of cocoa powder.
Yum.
And I'm going to grab a pinch of salt. And I'm just going to reach into my salt container and get my pinch out because this little salt is a little bit, when you get it out, it comes out. Pinch of salt and my pre-measured instant oats here. And oh, I got to get my peanut butter. Hold on, let me do my peanut butter first. Which, because I was talking, I didn't measure my peanut butter. So now what I'm going to do is I know that the amount I need. Gotta find where's my peanut? Hold on, I gotta find my peanut. There it is. I didn't measure the half cup of peanut butter, any quarter cup I need, but I know how many tablespoons that is. So I'm just gonna do it here.
You have a tablespoon with you?
I do. I'm gonna grab the clean one though, because that one's full of chocolate. So next I'll just have chocolate inside my peanut butter. Just gonna grab this and do this really quick. Yeah, talking and cooking is not always your best thing, you know.
No, it isn't.
Because then you miss steps.
And then
I
there's
didn't miss any
cooking with
steps,
wine.
but I gotta hurry now. So
Mm.
just get this peanut butter in here. And
Well, so far you put 3 spoons.
yes, exactly. A little bit more here. Okay, let me give this a good stir. I'm gonna go and grab my extract. Let me just give this a stir. If any of you've made fudge, that's kind of what it feels like stirring this, but it's not as bad. Like you can't it's not like I'm totally stick and be ruined if you don't get it out of the pan quickly. So that's where we are now. So you just want to get the consistency there. You just want to get it all kind of mixed in. And it will be crumbly, a bit crumbly. And that's what you want. I mean, you don't want it to be soupy or super dry. You just better a little more dry than soupy though, because then it won't turn out. And I'm going to add a little dash of hopefully this is open. Let me make sure. Yes, vanilla extract. I'll show y'all a little trick that I use here. I'm going to push it. I have a little medicine thing, like the little medicine cup, because I cannot measure the. I have also used a eyedropper thing, but I like the measuring cup better to measure out my extracts. So I'm just adding a little bit of the vanilla extract at the very end here. Then all I will do is wait a minute or two for this to cool and roll them up into cookies. And I will pull it out and show you what they will look like. Any questions?
How much vanilla extract do you put into it?
Say that again.
I'm sorry, how much vanilla extract do you put into it?
Oh, like a quarter teaspoon. Yeah, very little, like a teaspoon. And
Okay,
sometimes
thank you.
I add other things, like I've used almond extract, I've used Kahlua.
Ooh,
You what you
Kahlua
do.
sounds great.
Hmm.
As I move back over to the other counter, let me find. Here is finished product.
Oh, hold it up just a tad. There you go. There you go. Oh,
So I just,
how long do you refrigerate them, Sylvia?
I actually froze them. These have been in the freezer for a little bit, like a couple hours, but they were already ready by. These would need to sit out a bit now. Kind of think about fudge. They would need to sit out for a little bit because now they're frozen.
Sure.
Um, an hour at most.
Yeah, not
An hour
bad.
at most.
They look good.
They are good. I mean, it's just a simple little snack. It's not too sweet. It was very little sugar. But what I like is too is that this was the morning batch I made. That's all I made. Okay, I made 3 more. I ate them. And so you can make a huge batch. You can make a little batch. You can add different things. You could probably add some coconut to them if you wanted.
Mm.
But it's just about getting the texture right. And then, like I said, they'll sit there and cool for a minute or two. And then you get the dough and it's not really dough. It's, you
Right.
pat them in, you roll them up. Kids would love rolling them up and patting them into shape, and it's all good.
Sounds
How would you
delicious.
describe how would you describe the taste? Sweet and savory or something else?
Well, they're sweet, but they're not super sweet. They're peanut
Okay.
buttery. They have that little bit of oats, give them that little texture. You could probably also add like chia seeds into them if you wanted. I mean, you could add things to them, but they're not super sweet. So because there's not that much sugar in them.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, Renee.
Uh-oh.
It's time, Renee.
It's that time of the day again.
Yeah, tell us who won the Any Day Gourmet Microwave Cookware.
I have to find out. There's one person here. Stephanie, is that you? Stephanie? Stephanie's also with the Albany NFB. It's a
Okay.
229.
It's an Albany NFB Day.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
here.
Hey, Stephanie, I'm going to put your name in right here. I saw that. That was
Okay,
you.
I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win.
Okay, let's see. We got all of these. We've got everybody's. We'll just play with them there. And notice my fingers do not leave the hand. Okay, here we go.
Everybody's mine.
Nellie!
Nellie!
Nellie, you won. Nellie
Now she can
Cardenas.
try making the
Thank you.
chicken
Oh, let me
enchiladas
let her know
in
right
the
now.
Any Day Cookware. I think it's going to work. I can't wait to hear.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
So that Nelly, that way to go, Nelly.
Thank you.
Okay.
Nellie.
Congratulations, way to
Nelly.
go,
Thank
man.
you.
Thank you to Any Day Gourmet
Oh, I'm so
Microwave
happy for you.
Cookware. And thank you, Nellie, for giving us the recipe for your special chicken enchiladas today.
Thank you. It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Okay. And if anyone would like today's recipes or past recipes, please go to the website www.cookingwithoutlookingtv.wordpress.com. Cookingwithoutlookingtv.wordpress.com. And if you want to enjoy today's show or past shows, go to the YouTube channel. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share, please. You can also
Yeah.
check out the Cooking Without Looking podcast, where you can find Nellie's sopitas and her story on Spotify, iHeartRadio, or anywhere else you get your podcasts. Also available on Alexa-enabled devices and the Victor Stream. And we would love it if you would donate to Vision World Foundation to help us on the mission to change the way we see blindness. Just go to the website again, www.cookingwithoutlookingtv.wordpress.com, and look for the PayPal link, which is at the top of the page, but it's also a link. And if you want more information, reach out to Renee at 305-200-9104. Thank you to Any
Thank
Day
you so much.
Gourmet Cookware again. Everyone can look for the next show in June. So thanks for being with us today. And on behalf of Renee Rentmeester and myself and everyone at the Cooking Without Looking TV show and Vision World Foundation, bye for now. Hey, don't forget to order your Cooking Without Looking apron, which I have on and love. It's got pockets. It's cute.
Mhm.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone.
You wanna
Thank
see what we
you.
do
God
Ya me
bless you
voy.
all.
We got
Have a
the
great
recipe
day.
And now I'm going to
Thank
eat
you.
cookies.
We don't
Ya me
need
voy.
sight to make something good
Yeah, boy,
tonight.
boy,
Ya me
boy.
voy.
On in the kitchen, we're gonna show you what we
Yeah, boy,
got.
boy,
Full
boy.
of the spice of life. We're stirring up the pot. We're cooking without looking. Cooking without looking. Yeah.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Victor. Thank you, Nellie. Thank you,
Thank you so
Sylvia.
much.
Thanks, Renee.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
God bless you all.
You too.
God bless you.
Thank you.